Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers.
Experience is not about the publisher, it is about us, the authors.
Hello and welcome to another session that I'm doing. My name is Lynda Drake, and I'm doing today, we'll be talking about a chapter in my book, The Power of Imperfect Parents. We will be talking about the chapter on help and support because it's one of those chapters that I feel is just so important. But let me introduce myself real quick first. Welcome to all of you that are here. I hope you are enjoying this amazing Festival of Storytellers that Reader's Magnet has put together. What an amazing opportunity for us to share more, to learn more about the authors that are out there and the books they've written. It's just been amazing. I've loved everything. And the sessions that have been educational have also been great. So I hope you will participate in more sessions as we go on here. So real quick, let me just tell you a few things about myself, why I wrote this book. I am the parent of 3 children. I have a 37-year-old daughter and 30-year-old twins. And my twins are a boy and a girl. And between the 3 of them, they have labels including Down syndrome, mood disorder, diabetes. Hi, Bob. Good day. Good afternoon. Let's see, mood disorder, attention deficit disorder, and dyslexia, and some other things, rheumatoid arthritis, life-threatening allergies. So my children have been through a lot. And because of that, I also became a job developer, which is where you help people with disabilities and those experiencing homelessness find work. And I did that for 21 years. So I have been around a lot of people who have a lot of challenges. And I've just learned so much about help and support in my own life and in their life. And I just wanted to share some things with you. Hi, Timothy. Good afternoon to you too. Oh, first time here. That's exciting. And I'm glad you liked the premise of the book. Yeah, it was a lot of challenges to get to this book. So like I said, today I wanted to talk specifically about help and support because I feel that's something that all of us need at one point or another. And I'm going to talk about that more in a minute. Before I had twins, my husband and I was a stockbroker for a discount brokerage firm, and we already had a 7-year-old daughter, and then our twins were born. Well, before twins, I thought, I can do everything by myself. I don't need nothing. And then twins were born. And one, my son who has Down syndrome, was born. And I figured out I needed to get a little more humble and realize I need help. I can't do this alone. So at that point, I got a lot of help from my wonderful mother. My husband and I worked together. There was a lot to do. But there was even more help that we needed. There was people that came into our house every week that helped, therapists that helped Alex learn how to do things. That was amazing. And when they were in preschool, I had to, hi, Cecilia. I had to take them from the preschool back to daycare because I worked. Hi, Lorenzo. And I worked, I was a stockbroker and I couldn't be late. So I couldn't be the one that took them every day. In the middle of the day, can you imagine? Every single day in the middle of the day, you have to stop your job, say, oh, I'll be gone for an hour and a half while I take my kids from preschool to daycare. Well, I had to ask for help. And this beautiful woman who also had a daughter with Down syndrome, she took my kids every single day from the preschool the preschool to the daycare. Life-changing. I mean, it allowed me to keep my job. I had to have help, but I had to ask for help in an empowering way. I had to ask for it straightforward. I couldn't not ask for help. And then, when people ask you, oh, do you need any help? I couldn't just say, oh, I'm fine. And then when they don't see that I'm not fine and use their psychic powers to figure out what I need help with, am I the only one that's done that before? I don't know. But then you just try to kind of manipulate them with guilt into doing what you want them to do. And that doesn't work very well. Just ask straightforward in an empowered way. You know what? I really need help with this. Can you help me? If you help me this time, I can help you next time and we can work together. And it's a much more empowering way to ask for help. Sometimes one of the other things that my son with Down syndrome has are severe behaviors, and they can get very violent. Sometimes they can require calling the police to help get them under control. And they often happen when he's transitioning. So like it used to happen a lot when he was going from being home to getting on the bus and going to school. That would lead to a lot of problems. Another thing is pretty girls would lead to behaviors. I know everyone's surprised about that. Hi, Camilla. Thank you. Yes, we should. Yeah, you have two jobs, one full-time job and the other is a lifetime job. That is very true. So support parents out there. Let them know when they're doing something well. It's so easy to see somebody in the grocery store that you don't understand what they're doing and to judge them. But if you see somebody doing something good, make sure you tell them too. Wow, I love how you just interacted with your child. That was so powerful. I loved it. So anyway, one time when Alex was 12, I took Alex and Katie, the twins, so they were both 12, to this little town in Colorado. I live in the Denver area, and we were going to go for a hike. This was before Alex really started having behaviors. This was one of his first behaviors. And we were there, and Alex, something triggered him, and he got very upset. And he started throwing rocks at us and trying to hurt us. And some people walking by, some walked by and didn't do anything, of course. We'll talk about that in a minute too. But there was a man and a woman who stopped and asked if they could help. I was so grateful. I knew I needed to get my car. Yeah, being a parent is so hard sometimes, maybe always. But there's some good times too, Chad. But anyway, so I knew I had to get the car because I had to get him in the car. That would help calm him down. But I couldn't leave and go get the car and leave Katie by herself there with these two people we didn't know. So I asked this woman who I'd never met if she would go get my car, which was a couple blocks away. So I gave her the keys, and bless her heart, she went and got the car and brought it back to us. I was so grateful. I'll never forget her, even though I will never know her name. I never asked her name. When we ask for help like that, it gives the other person an opportunity to be a hero. She was my hero. The man and the woman both were my hero, man. It gave them the opportunity to do that, to receive. You know, we talk a lot about giving and receiving and how good it feels to give. But if nobody ever needed help, there would be no one that needed to receive anything. So I'm so grateful I could be in that moment somebody who needed help and somebody gave it. And it was a beautiful thing. Now, hi, Peggy. Oh, it was easy to discover his triggers because it was very, they would happen and he would have a behavior like the transition. Alex, it's time to go to school. And we would do everything like trying to plan. Alex, you got 30 minutes, but you got, it's time. It's going to be time to go. It still can be very hard to get him to go someplace, but he doesn't usually have a behavior now. Thank God. They've gone from about once a month in high school to now that he's 30, maybe about twice a year. And I've learned a lot about not triggering him. Eleanor, yeah, the hardest moment. Absolutely, hands down, the hardest moments are behaviors. And please, if you have a child with Down syndrome, do not assume your child or autism. Alex has Down syndrome and autism and mood disorder. So it's kind of that combo pack of mental health and the Down syndrome and autism. I think that's what really sets up his brain for behaviors. So don't feel like if you have a child with disabilities, this is definitely going to happen. It may and it may not. But the beautiful thing is, whether it does or doesn't, you're going to live through it and you're going to learn something. I have learned so much through his behaviors about how to love somebody when they're not easy to love. That's one of the things we do when he's having a behavior. If there's more than one person, and we do need to restrain him. So as we restrain him, myself or one of my daughters or a friend, if they're with us, holds a space of love. People with Down syndrome and people on the autism spectrum are very sensitive to energy. So if you come at your child with, you did this, I'm going to beat you or whatever, or just be so mad, just be so angry, they're going to feed off that anger and it's going to make it worse because they are so sensitive to energy. So instead, the more you can hold a place of love, the better. One of the other things we used to do, and I haven't done this in a while, I was reading my book again because it's in here and I'd forgotten we did that. But you can sing Hugh. It's the letters H-U, Hugh, and about middle C. And that's the original word for God, I think. So it just has a really beautiful energy. If you ever are in a situation where you want to like change the energy of the room, it's getting really tense, you can sing Hugh under your breath. Hopefully nobody will hear you and go, what are you doing, Martha? Or whatever. But it really can help. It really can help because they are very sensitive to energies. So that is the most challenging. And friends, that he's never really had a lot of friends. He's had police officers at our house more than he's had friends at our house. That's sad. That's sad. That's the two hardest things. But realizing there's a lesson in it all, I can learn from it all. But one of the tips, I just want to mention this. If you are out in public and you see somebody having a behavior like Alex's, and you don't know whether to help or not. First of all, if you are not comfortable helping, because it's scary. I don't blame you for not being, willing to help. It's very scary. And there's Letty, by the way, the little bee. So mark that, whatever. Win something. So anyway, if you're not comfortable physically going to help, just send love. As you walk by, just say, I send love. I send love. I send love. You can say, what's in the highest good is what's happening. I send love. If you do feel like you are comfortable getting physically involved, just look at the person who obviously is the one who's trying to control the situation. Try to look them in the eye and say, if you need help, I'm here. Or is there something I can do to help? With Alex, when he's like that, if a stranger walks in, it like throws him off that moment. And even if all that stranger says is, wow, I love your shirt. Oh, you do? It just gets them off of where they were, this obsession almost with the negative, with whatever they're starting to do. So that's something you can do, but make sure you feel comfortable. Make sure you feel comfortable. And again, if not, send love. And the other thing to remember, we will all need help, for sure. We will all need help. I'm going to read this card. Julia, if there's a teacher with a student with Down syndrome in the class, some of the things I've seen on Facebook are, there's a teacher that has a piece of paper, and they have ways that the kid wants to interact with the teacher or another person that day, like a fist bump, a hug, a smile, different choices like that. That might be helpful. And I know these days you're probably not supposed to hug. God forbid we hug. Beautiful thing, hugging, but I know we're not supposed to. So maybe they can do a side hug if that's legal, or a fist bump, or just a smile, or how about a little dance? So just helping that child see how they can enter, like you might even have that child be the greeter every morning and have the list of, okay, these are, you choose what you want little Tommy or whatever his name is or her to do with you. Do you want to do a little dance together to say good morning? Do you want a fist bump? Whatever. So some ideas like that. That might help the kid get more engaged. One of the things I did with Alex when he was growing up was I had a book that I'd put together of pictures and a little story of his life, because his speech is hard to understand. That might be another thing too, is if the parents can do a book for you about their child, that might help the kids learn, oh, little Tommy, he loves to do puzzles, or so do I. So that might help too. No, I did not homeschool Alex. No, I am very grateful I did not homeschool Alex. Some parents are made to spend that much time with their children and some are not. And be honest with yourself and admit which one you are. And either one is okay. There isn't a right way to parent. Just parent with love in your own way. That would not have been good if I had homeschooled Alex or any of my kids. They did a great job at school most of the time. And when they didn't do a great job, they learned something. So no, I did not. But I have respect for those parents who can. Anyway, I just want to read this card. Actually, my husband passed away about 14 months ago, and a friend of mine gave me this card, and I just love it. I just think it goes with our topic really well. And then I want to read a little from the book. Choosing to have joy is not naively thinking everything will be easy. It is courageously believing that there is still hope, even when things get hard. And it says it's written by just the letters M, M, N, or W. I'm not sure who that is, but I just thought it was really beautiful and a great thing to remember. It's okay to have joy. Even when things are going tough, it's okay to have joy. You can find joy in every moment. I want to read this. It's a couple paragraphs from the book. Are you ready? Sit back and enjoy a little, getting read to a little bit. Might remind you of your childhood. Okay. Before the twins were born, I believed I was a strong, independent woman who would not admit to needing help. I had lived my life with a desire, almost a desperation, to be strong, to be definitely judgmental of those around me who needed any type of assistance. What strength meant to me then was being strong enough, set in my ways enough to not let others control me or even need help. But then life happened. The twins were born, and I woke up to reality. I gained some humility, let go of some judgment, and learned to accept help. I am realizing that real strength is having the courage to be awake to who I authentically am, feeling what I am feeling in each moment, accepting the emotion, really feeling it, and then releasing it so it doesn't get stuffed down into my body. Knowing that there are moments of vulnerability where the strongest thing I can do is lean into those I love, allowing their strength to support me, even if just for a minute, allowing myself the courage to not be the person that has to fix everyone's problems. This used to be a huge issue for me, and I bet there's somebody out there who it is for them too. Indeed, none of us are here to fix anyone else. I am here to be the best version of myself that I can be. I can allow the strength of others to lift me up. I can be open and know my own worthiness, even in the most vulnerable of moments, to allow in all the good the universe, God, source has waiting for me. Knowing I am worthy, being grateful, releasing any doubt and fear, opens the door to allow that help to flow in and me being able to accept it. My intention is to open that door with deep appreciation of all I truly am, knowing that real strength is found in connection with others. So I hope that resonated with some of you. And that whole that we're not here to fix everyone else, that really even includes our children, which can be tricky. We are here, of course, when they are children. Yes, you're right. They find it difficult to reach out to the community. Yes. And that's why I wanted to share that, because I want people to know that reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. And like I said, it allows somebody to give, to be the hero. I call it to let grace flow through that moment. And that feels amazing. Yeah. Right. What was I saying? I derailed my own train of thought. But it's just so important to ask for help when you need it, and to know that you are still worthy. You are still worthy of love, and even loving yourself. Loving yourself is such a huge piece, just such a huge piece of everything. At the end of every chapter, I have a little part called Life Bites. So Life Bites are the main points of the chapter. So you can read them to just kind of get in your mind what the chapter was about, or you can read them before you read the chapter to see if that's really something you want to read. Maybe you don't need that, or something you really need. So here's the Life Bites for help and support. It is okay to ask for help. It is not a sign of weakness, but rather an opportunity for grace. Research the help that is available for your child through various agencies and programs. Ask other parents about resources they have used. Other parents are the best resource out there for everything. Remember that real strength is admitting to our vulnerable moments and lean into those we love. I can allow the strength of others to lift me up. Knowing I am worthy, being grateful, releasing any doubt and fear opens the door to allow good to flow to me. Being able to accept it is the key. And you were talking about that. People not able to accept help. My intention is to open that door with deep appreciation of all I truly am, knowing that real strength is found in connection with others. So whether you have kids with disabilities or not, we all need help sometimes. And it really does help the world, really, because it helps build connections to others when we ask for help. Like I said, in an empowering way, we ask for help and then allow ourselves to receive it. Hi, Dre. Life Bites. I know I love that. It was my youngest daughter, Katie's idea. I've always loved books with little info or a summary after every chapter. Yes, it does help you digest the chapter because you kind of hear it again, which, brain studies have shown it really helps to improve your retention. Or like I said, you might look at it and say, I don't want that chapter. I don't need that. I'm perfect at help and support. I hope you are. I hope you are very good at receiving help and support and giving help and support when it's appropriate. I want to show you all this picture. This is my daughter who came up with the Life Bite idea. And it says, let go of the illusion of perfection and live, laugh, and love authentically, which I think is another. We have to realize we're not perfect. We're not going to know everything, be able to do everything. We have to have help. We have to. We just have to get help and learn from other people and all of that. That's all I have about. Oh, let me tell you what I have coming up. I have 2 more of these sessions. The one tomorrow, which is Thursday the 1st, and Friday the 2nd, they're both at the same time, 4:00 Mountain Time. The one tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about letting go. Letting go. Letting go of stuff that no longer serves us. Letting go of feeling like we have to be perfect. Letting go of all kinds of things. And then the one on Friday is actually my very favorite thing to talk about. And that is sending blessings and the 12 spiritual laws of the universe. So hopefully that, if you can join me, that would be great. I've seen a lot of you, Dre, and some of the other people I know have been on here before and seen some other things I've done. I really appreciate that. I appreciate everyone who's watching today. And I hope you're learning a lot that will help improve the quality of your life. I know it will. Hi, Camilla. Isn't that a cute photo? Jamie Lee Curtis, really? And I love them. It does. I love that movie. I learned a lot from that movie. We learn a lot when we trade places with somebody, either in that movie where they actually did, or just thinking about, gosh, what is it like to be that person? Can that help me be more understanding of what that person's going through? What's it like to have Down syndrome? What's it like to not have your family even be able to understand your speech all the time? What's that like? To not be able to handle things sometimes and get so upset that I get violent. What's that like? So just thinking about that, and that helps us come from a place of compassion and empathy, doesn't it? And help to love the person without judging them, which is a beautiful thing to do, for sure. I think we probably, how are we doing, Jared? Do we have like another minute, or are we good? While he's answering that question, I'm just going to go through some of the other chapter titles. Oh, I have a minute left. Expectations, I talk about expectations in Holland, unconditional love, letting go, the importance of disappointment and failure. That's huge. Help and support, doctors and other professionals, food's new meaning. Food changes so much when you have a child with certain types of disabilities, not all, but certain types. Thank you, JP. I'm glad they've been motivational and inspiring. I have loved doing it. This is my favorite thing to do is facilitate classes. If you want me to facilitate a class, just give me a holla. Oh, by the way, my website is lindadrake.com. And you can, my books are available on there. I have an online class, the ABCs of Stress Relief. There's a coupon. You just click on it and it'll already take you into the to use the coupon. And you get a activity journal and a gratitude journal, physical, that I mail to you when you do that class. So that's one of the things about online classes. I like to have something physical too, where I can go back and easily look at, oh, what did I learn? What was that? So that's why I created that. Anyway, but I think we are about done. By the way, the last chapter of the book is one of my favorites. It's called The Big Reveal. And it is where I interviewed adults with disabilities who've been disabled since birth and asked what they're grateful that their parents did and what they wish they'd done differently. It was very eye-opening for me. I learned so much in that chapter. I'm sure you will too. Not only about parenting, but God, just about life. Wow, what kids can deal with. Anyway, so I think we're done. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day, the last day of January. Hope you can do some more in the festival. And remember, with good old Reader's Magnet, we share your stories with the world, and they really do. Without them, I wouldn't have just talked to you today. So I'm so grateful. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.